Hi, everybody. This is Kristin Taylor here, and I'm here with the beautiful Yolanda. Hi, Yolanda.
Hi.
And we're here just to talk a little bit about Yolanda's journey and her amazing healing, and the fact that she's been through a huge healing journey, really, with a lot of twists and turns, and she's kicked it. She's done so well. So she's super happy today, super healthy, and I just want to talk to her a little bit, so everyone can understand her journey and why she's where she is now in this successful state. So, okay, Yolanda, can you tell us a little bit about why you initially came to me for healing?
Yeah, certainly. So the years I came to you a few years ago, and at that time I was having chronic health issues, and I had private health care, and the medical community didn't know what to do with me. They couldn't help me. And I was contacting psychics and asking, what do I do? I was really desperate for help and just didn't know where to go for it.
You had a belief that something intuitive could help you. I mean,
Yeah, I
you
just
had that
didn't know.
feeling.
Yeah, I just didn't know what it was. And then most psychics were like, no, we don't touch medical issues. And then one really lovely lady came back and said, you need a medical intuitive. And I'd never heard of that. I was like, what's one of those? But I was just so grateful to her, because it was like, finally, I have somewhere, a focus, to a direction to follow. So I googled medical intuitive, and up you popped. And as soon as I saw you, I thought, she's the girl for me.
Yay!
Yay! And I honestly, I had absolutely no idea what an amazing journey that contact was going to take me on. I was desperate. I was absolutely desperate, and you were my last resort. And I thought, I don't know what I'm going to do if this doesn't work. If this doesn't work, I don't want to be here anymore, because I can't live like this.
Were you in a lot of pain at the time?
Yeah, an awful lot. And I'd had a lifetime of health issues as well, leading up to that time. And I think I had just had enough. And I was just at the point where I can't cope with this anymore. Somebody has to help me, or that's it. You know, I'm going to manifest an illness, and I'm going. And
So you were kind of ready to check out of the planet.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you know, I'd had cancer, you know, when I was 30. And what I feel strongly is I would have brought that back so that I could leave. And then I found you, and, you know, amazing journey, absolutely amazing journey. I'm not saying it wasn't easy, as you know, because you put me through it.
There.
But so, you know, you have to be brave, and you have to you know, you have to really go with the journey and allow you to do what you do. But now, you know, I'm nearly 50, and I have no health issues whatsoever.
Yay!
Yeah, I have the best life now than I've ever had. And I've, you know, like I say, I've been on this earth nearly 50 years, and I finally get to a place where I have a good life.
Oh, so good.
And I never thought previously that that could happen. So, you know, I'm so grateful. And I
We're gonna get emotional. Guys, this is the second time we've had to record this because I started crying.
But that's because you know what an honor it is to help somebody on such a powerful healing journey. You know?
It's been beautiful. Yeah,
It's incredible to be able to help people in the way that you do is incredible.
Yeah, it's very touching, and just to see the progress you've made, and the strength and the resilience that you've had.
To see somebody go from just every single second of every day is a struggle,
and so much pain,
to emotionally and physically to be thriving. You know, how many people can say they can help people do that? I don't think there's many, to be honest. But you know, and I didn't expect. The best I hoped for was to improve my medical symptoms so that I wasn't in agony on a daily basis. That's the best I hoped for. I've had, like, you know, beyond my wildest dreams of healing, of developing my own intuition, of developing into my own empowerment so that I can take care of myself a lot more,
Mhm.
developing my channeling skills, because, you know, being your student, it's just, I didn't expect any of it.
Well, let's explain that a little bit. So you had medical intuition sessions with me, and
Yes.
that started to get you well and started to make you feel better. And then you were drawn to working with angels, and
Mm,
that's also what I do besides the medical intuition.
yeah.
So you were able to join my because of our work together
Mm,
privately, you joined the advanced class
yeah.
where we work on channeling. We work with
Mm,
Archangel Metatron, and just so the audience knows, what I phrase as channeling is just connecting to the highest light and practicing that connection so that our
mm,
vibration is lifted, our mood is lifted, and
mm.
we're connecting to that place regularly and living from a higher place. And
Yeah.
it is life changing.
It
In my
is. It is.
You
My
started
life
teaching
has
that class.
completely my life has completely transformed. Completely. And I feel supported, um by the angels, by Metatron, in ways that I couldn't feel it before.
Mm-hmm.
Before, I felt isolated and lonely, and I don't feel that way anymore. And
Yeah.
I don't need to be surrounded by people. You know, I have the support, um, that I need is always there for me,
Mm-hmm.
and I can connect to it on a daily basis, which is just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always had a desire to be psychic, um, and now I can channel Archangel Metatron. I mean, that's just great.
And you're good
Again,
at it.
yeah, and again, much what I wanted was so much smaller than what I've actually got.
Mm. The
So
angels love to do that, don't they? They love to give us
yeah,
more than we expect,
yeah, yeah. So
or
I've
more than we ask for.
aimed small, gone big,
That's
but,
amazing.
all guided by you.
Oh, well, thank you. So let's go back to your when you were healing of the physical issues.
Yeah.
Um, it happened gradually. And can you
Yes.
explain, like, how was it to have kind of chronic physical issues and have them, did they start disappearing? Did they come back? I mean, I know the answers, but I just want you to tell the
Yeah.
audience.
So what I learned along the way was, that things come up in layers. So we would deal with quite big trauma. Once it took time for me to trust you, in terms of I'd been through so much, not
So
just,
you had some pretty intense trauma.
yeah. So when you've been through a lot in your life, which a lot of intuitives have,
Yeah, for
you
sure.
find it difficult to trust people. So the early stages were building up trust,
Mhm.
so that I would let you in enough
Mhm.
to be able to really help me.
Mhm.
And so I'd say that was the first stage. And then we really started to see some changes when I was like, okay, this is not too good to be true. This is real,
Mhm.
I really can be helped. Um, and then, things would improve, and then you'd have a blip, because another layer would come up.
Mhm.
So then you'd feel like, oh no,
And when that happened, I remember you felt like, oh, this is all coming back and I'm not going to
yeah,
be well and it's never going to go away.
yeah,
Yeah, that was quite
absolutely.
emotional.
And that was indicative of what I'd been through as well
Mhm.
until that point in my
It's
life.
all falling apart again.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we depending on what we've been through shapes us. So yeah, if most of what you've known has not been good, then you have an expectation, that things are not going to be good, and that affects your ability to heal,
Mhm.
affects, you know anybody's ability to help you as well. So we had to work, didn't we had to work on a lot of beliefs,
Mhm.
and an awful lot of inner child, um, work,
Yeah.
um, to move me to a place where it's like, okay, this is possible. I will allow this for myself.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. And then I would say that yes, you have moments where you think, oh, you know, is this ever going to end? And you know,
Mhm.
it's
And you always did your work, didn't you? You did, you know,
yeah. Oh,
I recommended, let's do this. You were 100% there. That's
absolutely. Because
important.
once I saw it was possible,
Mm.
that's like, okay, this is actually possible. Right, I'm going for it.
Yeah.
Um, you
And for
know,
anyone watching, I feel like that's a really good mindset,
mm,
you know, for anything you
yeah.
want to
It's
do.
not just about sitting down with you on
Mhm.
a regular basis and you doing the work. It's also about the work that that you put in for yourself as well.
And
And
your
that speeds,
attitude,
yeah, and that speeds the
openness.
journey. That speeds the journey up as well.
Mhm.
And it's worth it. Who doesn't want to be healthy and thriving with an F?
Thriving. I like that. The new word.
Who doesn't want to be healthy and thriving?
I want to be thriving. I think everybody wants to be thriving.
And you know, I also that you know at the beginning of the journey, I never would have thought it was possible to be this happy either.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
thought
I
it was
was
my
thinking that when you were laughing. I was like, that's very
that's
different from
yeah, and
Yolanda.
that's what was going through my head.
Yeah.
That because you know,
Just this carefree laugh that you wouldn't
mm,
have when you were in so much pain when I first met
yeah,
you. You weren't able to just
yeah,
relax and have a joke and, you know, just
exactly.
the things you take for granted or
Yeah,
people take for granted.
absolutely. And I think that had been the story of my entire life up until
I
that.
think so too.
Obviously, we know
Mhm.
that physical issues start from the emotional, you know, the
Well,
emotional.
people watching this may not know that, so it's good for you to explain that a bit, you know,
Mm,
how with every physical issue you had,
mm,
the reason the doctors couldn't help you is because there was something like trauma related or emotional
yeah,
underneath it,
yeah,
intuitive.
yeah. And it all has to be acknowledged. And there's a lot of inner child work, which is so important to do. So important to do, because I remember you telling me how your inner teenager can cause, or your inner adolescent can cause a lot of disruption to your life, but not a patch on your inner child. You know, if your inner child is not on board on something, you can kind of forget it. So,
Yeah, and that's for people who've been through a lot when they were children, and
mm,
that's just something we have to. I mean, it's not fair, but we have to as
mm,
adults sift through
yeah.
it.
Exactly. And that's what I've seen. I'm like, okay, if I want to get there, then I have to do this.
Mhm.
And when you start getting results, that's your motivation to keep going. And it's like, and also because of the knowledge and experience that you have, you're able to say, okay, well, this is happening at the moment, but nothing has to stay the way it is. You know, this is exactly what's going on underneath this. And okay, let's clear that and let's move on to the
Yeah,
next.
I really enjoyed that when you started to really understand,
Mm,
like it's like practical magic. Like it is magic, but you have to do the homework and, you know, see what's underneath. And, you know, if there is an issue, then there's something causing the issue. And once we deal with the issue,
yes,
all the layers of it, if there are
yeah,
multiple layers, sometimes there's not, then we have magic. So I
yeah,
really enjoyed that realization that you
yeah.
had. That was
And how much better am I now at finding things and clearing them? And I'm still only just beginning to discover just what I can do.
so yeah, so you might want to tell the audience that now now Yolanda is um she's learned to do some of the techniques herself, a lot of the
Mm,
techniques that
yeah,
you use,
yeah, yeah.
and
I
she's
can
going to
do.
really better her life. And I will be teaching a class to teach them, you know, the public those techniques, but right
Mm,
now you've just learned them directly from me. And
yeah.
yeah, so you're able, like if you have a headache, for example, you're able to generally get rid of it, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And each little, because there was a time when I was like, oh, I can't do this myself.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like stepping stones all the way along, and you get to one, and then you're like, oh, no, I can't possibly get to the next stepping stone. I can't do that. No, Kristin can do that. I can't do that.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then you teach me that I can do that. You know, you Metatron. So and I'm just like, I've ended up with Metatron, Archangel Metatron as my guide as well. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's just incredible when you actually stop and think about it. And I remember this woman asking me what I do recently, and I just said, oh, I channel Archangel Metatron,
You
and
do.
dropped to the floor. To me now, it's normal.
Yeah, it is to me too.
But I remember a time when, you know, that when it wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was a huge step as well, that you went from, having these extreme medical issues to healing from them, and then doing what you've always wanted to do, which was train as a psychic
Yeah,
and, get into channeling, which is
absolutely. And I'm still on, I'm still on that journey, and I'm still like, some of the magical things we can do is just incredible. And I know that I'm nowhere near my potential yet. I just, I mean, we're always going to be growing, aren't we? But when I think about what I can do now, it's amazing. And yet I know there's much more I'm going to be able to do.
Yeah, definitely.
And as you grow, as you put the work in, and like I sit and connect with Metatron every day, and you just get these little things that happen. It's like, oh, that's the first time that's happened. And so it's almost like you're constantly being given new skills, kind of as a reward for the work that you're putting in. And each new skill is a really exciting milestone.
And talk a little bit about, but that's amazing. And talk a little bit about when we talk about work, is it like building a brick wall, or is it like fun, or do you enjoy the work?
No, it's absolutely. When I first started, I used to be very resistant to sitting down and meditating. I mean, I had an issue with relaxing anyway. So to sit still and meditate, and
you're better at relaxing now. I haven't asked you lately.
Yes, definitely, most definitely, yeah. But I'm also so aware, so self-aware now. So I will realize when something's a bit off, and I need to give myself something, like, okay, I need to go and have a bath. I really feel like I need to go and relax in a bath.
So you've reached a state of balance, really, in your life.
Yeah, which I didn't have before. And I think that's true. Again, when you've been through so much, you don't. Yeah, exactly. That's perfect. You're so busy surviving. You don't see anything else. Yeah, that's really good way to put it. But I can't remember what the original question was.
It was, is it hard work what you do?
Oh, no. So at the beginning, I was very, very resistant. There's so much to talk about.
Sometimes I talk about angel work, and somebody pointed out to me that it makes it sound hard. And I was like, well,
it's got to the point now where I really don't want a day to go past without meditating, because life just gets better and better and better. And why would you not want to keep doing that? And why would you not want to sit in the most I can feel it now, the most beautiful energy.
We're bringing it up, aren't we?
Why would you not want to sit in that on a daily basis? And our classes, why would you not want to sit and be guided by the team that is you and Archangel Metatron, with here's this week's topic, let's do an awesome meditation, let's learn all these things and go away and have fun with them, so and knowing what we're here to do, that we're here to learn, to be empowered, to create the best life. Why would you not want to learn to do that? But it all feels so good that definitely it's been a long time since I've had to make myself sit down and meditate, put it that way.
Yeah, that's good. And just so the audience knows, we work with Archangel Metatron, who's the guide, my guide, for my work and for my advanced class, and Yolanda's in the advanced class, as we've said. So we work with him when we're really relaxed. And you work with any kind of psychic work or healing work, you have to be really relaxed, and it often comes, and for me, it comes in the form of meditation. So we do sort of an active meditation, don't we? Where we and we receive the beautiful energy, but we're also kind of working with the energy to do certain things to help ourselves and to move forward. And sometimes we just sit and enjoy. Sometimes we get insights. It just depends on what the purpose of the meditation is. So just to explain a little bit, that's why we're doing the meditation, because that raises our vibration and that helps us to spiritually advance. And when we spiritually advance, then we have happier lives and we can actually reach our true potential. So that's the whole point of the work. And I'm glad that you love it. I'm glad that you enjoy it and that you feel that it benefits your life.
That's an understatement. That's a serious understatement.
It is really, though, I mean, I've known you a long time, and it is quite emotional. I'm not getting emotional, but it is quite emotional to see and to know where you were at, and kind of if you think of energy like in vibrations, then your energy was very low because of all the stuff you were dealing with. No criticism, of course, but and now you're just giggly, fun, easy, relaxed, and it is beautiful. I mean, it's what makes the work worth doing. So that's why I want to chat with you and just share a little bit about your journey and what you've been through. Oh, tell me about how we worked on your menopausal symptoms. That's one thing
that's true. So a couple of several things actually. Where do I start? So I was getting hot flushes, wasn't I? And
those are hot flashes in the US, if anybody Americans watching. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
I think you could figure that out, but just in case.
And basically, we've basically wound the clock back.
We have, haven't we?
I am nearly 50. I'm only 2 years shy of 50, but I feel a couple of decades younger. And hot flushes, as anyone who has had them or has them knows how unpleasant they can be. So yeah,
making up sweating, weren't you?
Yeah, and you basically burn from the inside out. So yeah, they're not very nice, and they interrupt your sleep, so you're tired all the time. They're very unpleasant. And yeah, I mean, because we can do miracles and magic, I don't get hot flushes anymore. which is just because that's the other part of this journey is believing that these things are possible. Because whilst I believed I had to get old, and this is what happens, as you've said before, we buy into societal beliefs, and everyone believes they have to get old. And as we get old as a female, we have to go into a menopause, and part of that menopause is hot flushes. And for me as well, the women in my family suffer, and all these sorts of things. Then
like a program you just follow.
Yeah, you set this program up for yourself, and you are going to play out. So and I've actually had people on social media who don't see me, people you used to work with, but they only see you occasionally on social media. And I actually had one lady type me a message saying, "Yolanda, how is it that we're all getting older and you just keep looking younger? How does that work?"
I love it. Well, we have a secret, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And then I think I noticed, well, not I think, I know that I noticed at some point I used to be really conscious of the veins in my legs, when you get varicose veins. And I noticed that they're not as prominent as they were. They haven't gone, but they're not as prominent as they were. So, there are all sorts of benefits to this work and continually clearing and raising your vibration that you don't expect.
Yeah, just since I've known you, I know definitely you look brighter. Yeah, your skin's more radiant. You have a youthful glow that you didn't have when we first met.
Yeah, and you get that from working with this, from clearing, don't you, and from working with this energy.
Yeah, and for the audience, it's something that I do, like I call it youth activation, and it's a special medical intuition techniques and belief clearing to help people to look younger, and that's what we did, and also hormone balancing. So we did that to help you. So, and we had to clear a few beliefs. I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because you have to have a belief in that things work. I mean, we are belief clearing ninjas now.
We are ninjas. Yeah.
Mm.
You have to learn to question the question, like,
Yeah.
and question the paradigm, question, is that from my parents? It's not serving me. Is
Yeah.
that from society? Is it serving me? Did my
Mm.
ancestors tell me this? And I don't know that they did, but it's energetic.
Mm.
So, but with the youth activation work, it is partly, that's a big part of it. That kind of opens the door. And then we have to,
Mm.
like, actually, it's with any healing. The door has to be open for me to work. And the door isn't open if anybody has, if the client has limiting beliefs, if the client believes it's not possible, or they shouldn't be doing it, or it's unsafe, or it's wrong, then I can't even get in the door. But if we can open the door, then I can get in. And then the rest of the work is my medical intuition skill of making cellular changes in the body and working
Mm.
that way.
I know when we've been having sessions and you've been, I'm just working with your DNA. The first time you hear that, I'm just balancing your brain chemicals. The first time you hear that, you're like, really? Is this really possible? And it is. But
Yeah.
now that's normal to me.
Well, your sense of what's possible really expands, and that's fun.
Yeah.
And just so the audience knows, I did have medical intuition training, intensive training, and loads of experience, and studied anatomy and everything. So you're in safe hands if you come to me.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, I'm a walking advert
You are.
for the change that is possible.
Yeah, you are a very good example of someone
Yeah.
who's done the work. And by
Yeah.
work, I mean just, you just have to be open to shifting, open to
Yeah.
changing, open to the next step. And if you have,
Mm.
there's two choices when you have a shift coming up. You either, if you have fear, you embrace it, you work through it, you move through it, you get help from, from me and from spirit
Mm.
guides, or you run it the other way and then you keep your stuff, you don't change, and you don't
Yeah.
feel better. And
Yeah.
every single time I've seen you come across that decision,
Mm.
the crossroads, you've always,
Yeah.
you're so brave.
Yeah.
You're like, let's
But
do
the
this.
but the what I'm so incredibly grateful for is you and Metatron, because without you metaphorically holding my hand, I couldn't have done it.
Oh, that's sweet.
Because I needed to trust. I needed to trust that yeah, this person's got me, and that was what made the difference. I would never have got there on my own way. There are things that we can't do on our own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. There's certain, excuse me, there's certain emotional issues or healing issues that you really do need someone else to help you with, especially in your case, somebody that struggled and somebody that's, you were already into, the healing arts a little bit and into psychic work, and, you still were struggling. So sometimes you just need someone else to have that objective insight,
Yeah.
and then you can make the changes. But you have been very brave.
Mm.
Very, very brave. I'm impressed.
And I'm grateful.
Anything else? Oh, yeah, we're all grateful. I'm grateful to have clients that I can help, and I'm grateful to have the support of the universe to help them. And yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful work. It beats law, what I was in before.
Oh,
I was
definitely.
negotiating contracts. Now I'm changing lives. Well,
Exactly.
lives.
Which is better.
Exactly. I'll definitely help change lives. I say help because I don't like to say I'm the one doing it, because I'm the facilitator. But
Mm.
yeah, it's amazing, beautiful
You
work.
are the facilitator, but you also bring, it's not just you facilitating. Archangel Metatron is in charge for sure, but you still have all the years of experience and your own wisdom and your own knowledge, and your own working methods that are part of that working team that you have with Archangel Metatron.
That's true. Thank
I
you.
think you're more than just a facilitator.
Oh, thank you. That's sweet of
To me,
you.
yeah, definitely.
Oh. And so anything else about your journey that comes to mind that you want to share?
I think one of the key things is that just never give up, because sometimes it's challenging and it's not always easy. It's not always easy to look at your dark corners, or to allow you to look at my darkest corners that I won't look at. But every time, go for it, because what's on the other side, there is only light. The darkness isn't real. Mm-hmm. And we're scared of the unknown very often as human beings. But I would absolutely go for it every time, because life just keeps getting better. So and the other thing that has just come to mind is, when you have a look at those dark places, it's not for long. So there have been times when you've been working with me and it's been quite traumatic, but it's never for long. You know, you're there, and then you're holding my hand, you're walking us through it, you're healing it, and then boom, we come out the other side. It's not like, so before I was your client, it was like I was in that dark place for my whole life. And then but it's true. But when we're working together, we pop in, we do the work that needs doing, and we go back to the light.
Yeah, that's how I believe in working, because there's some healing systems that I've even trained in where people wallow and they have these processing periods, and they have I'm processing and doing this, and I don't like that. I like to get it done and get back to happy. I don't like to stay because we have to look at the shadow stuff. We have to look at that. We don't have a choice. It's there for a reason, and it's teaching something.
And we have to accept ourselves completely.
But we don't have to live there. I think that's really important. That's a key part of my approach, is to go zip in and zip out.
Yeah.
We have a trauma, we have something coming up, we go in, we get it out like an athlete, and we go back out, back to the happy
back to the happy place.
Back to the happy place.
We don't say, take me to my happy place. We live in our happy place.
We live in our happy place. So you have had such a change and such a transformation in your life that you actually assist me now.
Yes.
So just so we let everybody know that that you're my assistant, so you help out.
Because you can't spend enough time in this energy.
Yeah, and by helping me, you do have more.
I benefit.
Yeah.
Greatly. Yeah, absolutely.
And I benefit because I have a team member who not only has experienced such a transformation, but also is just happy and lovely. So
absolutely.
Don't you find that when you're in this beautiful place that like it impacts the world, because you just are like spreading joy?
Yeah. And that's the other interesting thing is I never appreciated just what a difference when any of us are in our happy place, if you want to put it that way, what a difference that actually we all underestimate how much impact that has on the world, and not just our immediate world. I had no idea just how far we radiate.
That's interesting. That's an interesting way to put it. Yeah, like how much impact we have.
Yeah. It's like I read something. I'm reading a book about being vegan. I'm vegetarian, and I eat a lot of vegan. I'm not actively turning vegan, but I was just interested. And you know how people think, oh, I can't make a difference. Just me on my own doesn't make a difference. And it said in there, which I thought was a great analogy, if everybody had one meat-free day a week, the difference that would make to the planet would be absolutely astronomical. And I thought, what a great demonstration of an analogy of the difference one individual can make. And I think
that's impressive. Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I haven't got the stats because the book isn't in front of me, but I just remember thinking, wow. And we think we can't make a difference. And obviously we know we can. We know we do. So yeah, I think, you know, even something as tiny as just smile at somebody, you know, and by doing that, you're raising your vibration, you're lifting their vibration, and you've made a difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what's really nice is you're not forcing that smile. Like, you actually feel
Mm.
happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree that happiness is underrated.
Mm.
It's, you know, I guess people do know, but maybe they just think they'll never get there, so they don't make it a priority, or maybe they don't
Yeah.
know how to get there. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And or they think they don't deserve to get there.
Yeah, all the limiting beliefs again. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Or I can have this much happiness, but no more.
Mm, yeah. Well, I think we are proving that it's unlimited,
Exactly. Well,
right?
I know I've been there, you know, I'm
Mhm.
sure I've been that happiness isn't possible. Happiness is for other people, all those kinds of things.
Mhm.
You know, we're constantly disproving.
Yeah, and that's the fun part.
Mm.
Well, and not that we need to disprove, but it's just fun to find out what we can do and to learn
It,
about our power as humans, you know, that we have more power than we ever thought.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and it's important to
definitely.
be in your highest potential and to be as happy as you can be, and
Mm.
to reach your
Yeah.
reach what you're able to do.
Mm.
Our true
Yeah. I mean, we're definitely not here to be miserable. I think so many of us don't know really why we're here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we are here to be happy. We are here to live the best life that we can. Um, yeah, we're definitely not here to be miserable. We were never meant to be miserable, and I think it's just a massive misunderstanding that life is meant to be hard. It's not. It's meant to be easy. It's meant to be light. It's meant to be love.
I love that. Yeah, I really agree with that. And what an amazing story you have, and what an amazing example you are. And you know, I'm really looking forward to people seeing this video and sharing that experience of your journey, and the hope that you can give people who
Mm,
maybe people are sick now, and maybe they're, you know, spiritually minded, but they don't know the next step to take.
yeah.
And you know, maybe someone is feeling that they will never be happy, and
Mm,
I'm so grateful and honored that I got to work with you, and that you know, you're a walking example of
mm,
what humans can achieve. I find it so
absolutely.
inspiring.
Yeah. Thank you.
Really, it is awe inspiring just to think about how sick you were to how
Mm,
happy and healthy you are now, and that you really are aware of all those lessons along the way.
absolutely. And I'm not stopping.
Let's watch her go. You've got your running shoes on.
Yeah, you can't be too happy. There's no such thing.
There's no such
There is no limit to happiness.
no limit to happy. I love that. Amazing. Well, I think unless you have anything else to add, I think we've done it. And I forgot to say you live in the UK. I forgot to say
Yes.
at the very end. I guess we can tell by your accent.
Yeah, I'm sure by now.
So yeah, so Yolanda, based in the UK, and thank you so much. And I hope you have a really wonderful rest of the day. I know you will because you're happy. And
Thank you.
okay, so we'll end it there. Thank you to everyone who's watching, and I'll connect with you soon. Thank you. Bye.